All right, well, welcome to a final bowl of dude soup. But even when you get it, it's not as conclusive as you thought. I am your host, Lawrence Sontag. I promise that intro will make sense in a little bit. I'm joined by James Willems. How are you, James?
Hi, I'm well.
Joined by Congo expert Adam Kovic. Hello.
I'm also here.
And banana expert Bruce Green. How are you, Bruce?
I'm a little tired, but very well.
Do a sign language.
Yeah.
Amy, love you. Amy, miss. Amy, drink martini.
For our audio-only listeners, Bruce is doing excellent hand sign language right
Well,
now.
that's what Amy does.
Sure. Yeah, I
Amy.
just, audio-friendly show.
No, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
got to keep in mind the visual. Oh, man.
You got to
Look at
watch all these
action.
clips, all these Congo clips.
Damn.
Look at the numbers. Unknown species. It's like code.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. It's like
Wait,
the Matrix.
pause.
Oh, sort by Laura Linney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did I get it in time? Screams
No,
best
you
of.
got best of
Ah,
screams.
damn you.
Take that, annotations.
Oh, well.
Hey, we're back.
We're back. We're back on the set, which is everyone's favorite setting for the podcast.
It's always so hot out here.
Yeah,
It's fun.
it's balmy. It's balmy. It's uncomfortable. But boy, do we have some good microphones.
Hey, they paid to see us sweat. Watch us
Here
sweat.
we are.
No one paid anything.
I mean, as long as you don't move,
It gets
Omar,
to be,
it's
gets to be
okay.
85
Over
degrees
time,
by the
yeah,
end of
over
the
time it
podcast.
builds.
I'm
Ooh,
sure
that's
it's
well,
great.
the room
that
he's
sounds
in, yeah.
wonderful.
That sounds
great.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Man, that sounds great. So I'm gonna
need
throw
to
this
move.
on here. I don't know what this is. And Half-Life 2 meets Gmod. Who cares?
Perfect.
I guess first introductory topic. Well, monkeys, they're cool, but
Right.
we gotta keep.
Did you call out the
separate.
sponsors?
Sorry, no, I didn't. Thank you.
There we go.
This podcast is sponsored by Casper and Blue Apron. Thank you, Casper, for supporting Dude Soup. For $50 off any mattress, go to casper.com/dudesoup and enter promo code DUDESOUP. And you can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping. Going to blueapron.com/soup. So thank you, sponsors. Just got signed out of my account. That's cool.
Why are we looking at Half-Life?
I'm glad you asked, Adam. There's actually sorry, it's hard to type with a microphone on my face. There's probably gonna have to two-step it. Nope. So there was an interview with Mark Laidlaw, who freshly has left Valve, one of the lead writers that they had. This is from Arcade Attack. They conducted the interview. But I think the interview has a lot of great tidbits about what writing for games is, what it means. I think most topically, he was pretty forward with what a Half-Life 3 would have been, or an Episode 3 had it ever been made. So there's a bit of talking here. I know that I'm going to try my best to not talk so much, but there's a bit of a brick of text. But it's interesting, so just ask your patience while we get through it, and while they fuck with some Vortigaunts in this video. Anyway.
Yeah. Lay it on me. I'm curious to hear what Mark said.
Yeah, so here's the question from Arcade Attack. Do you have any idea whether Half-Life 3 will ever be released, and would you be willing to work on this title? Mark's reply, no idea, and I have no interest in going back. I had ideas for Episode 3. They were all supposed to take the series to a point where I could step away from it and leave it to the next generation. I had hoped for a reset between Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 3 that was as dramatic as the shift between Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. I honestly don't know if anyone else has shared this goal, but it seemed important to me to give ultimate freedom to whoever inherited the series, with my own personal set of loose ends tied up to my satisfaction. Unfortunately, I was not able to do that. But I never thought as far ahead as Half-Life 3, unless you were to say that Half-Life 3 and Episode 3 were the same thing. I will say that I expected every installment would end without resolution forever and ever. There was some rumor going on around that Episode 3 or Half-Life 3 would end Gordon Freeman's story, and I don't think that was accurate. My intention was that Episode 3 would simply tie up the plot threads that were particular to Half-Life 2, but it would still end like Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2, with Gordon in an indeterminate space on hold, waiting for the next game to begin. So one cliffhanger after another.
What does that have
Sounds
to?
unsatisfying.
But how does that relate to what that cancer kid saw
Yeah.
yeah.
The cancer.
in the
So Left 4
snow?
Dead,
Right,
I
he was
like
in
cancer
snow.
Oh, the Borealis? Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't done my research there, James, and I do apologize. I came underprepared.
Yeah, Gabe had Half-Life 3 on a laptop, and he played through the whole game for him or whatever.
Showed the cancer kid.
Yeah.
If only I
It was
had
in
cancer.
VR. And
Oh yeah, it was in VR too. Man.
The lights went down, and when they came up, Half-Life 3, yeah.
That's probably the closest to what seeing another Half-Life or a Portal or anything will get, right? It's going to be some VR demo. I think we kind of got that
maybe.
we got that with the Vive when it's like, oh, GLaDOS is here,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
It's like it felt like a haunted house sort of thing, or like a Disney attraction. That was cool.
Yeah, I guess for me, I certainly understand having some like narrative blue balls at the end of Half-Life Episode 2.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's this interesting assumption I think that goes on that when somebody makes a story as gripping as Half-Life or Harry Potter or whatever, that there's something more divine than someone just sitting down and making it up. because that's what a fiction is. And there's always this assumption that the story is there in its complete and pristine form. There is some golden manuscript that tells you the conclusive and satisfying end of Gordon Freeman. But no, it was just some dudes sitting at laptops writing out a story. And also it was a product, so it had to be open-ended, because who knows how many Half-Life games they were going to make. So yeah, it's frustrating because I think there are people who believe that there is a perfect Half-Life ending out there that never got made for one reason or another. Truth is, it never existed because they never worked on it.
Yeah,
It's just
they never
not
wrote
there.
it. Yeah.
There's not much you can do. Oh, it's funny to think anyone would think like, I want to know the end of Gordon's tale. It's like the character never says a word, and I mean, I guess he has a degree from MIT. Like, okay, that's the backstory that someone told you, and then you filled in the blanks with your head because it's just a husk.
But G-Man's his father.
Sure.
Could be.
Oh, I'm like, you fill in the blanks yourself, right? And you go, okay, it's sort of like most video games. Like this is how you identify with it, is you fill in the blanks as yourself, and like, oh, it was me experiencing these stories. But like the idea is that it is a video game, and it's supposed to be something empty. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to be experiencing it yourself as the player. So there is no Gordon Freeman story.
It's weird. It's almost as though some people get confused about why they like it. You know, like they're like, I need to finish this story, when actually what they're thinking is, I had fun playing that, you know, or I had fun messing with the physics, or I really liked that it led to things like Gmod and crazy wacky videos. I feel like sometimes, not in every case, some people are truly invested in the story, but in a lot of cases, people just think like that. They're just like, I'm just interested in these things and I want to experience that more and again. But that doesn't necessarily mean that if they make a definitive end to the series, it's going to satisfy that itch for you.
I was going to say, that said, I really think that there is a satisfying ending, or even another chapter in this tale. And it's kind of like, you've been saying it for a while. It's like, well, let the fans do it, or let somebody else that wants to do it, do it. It doesn't have to be Valve. Because with a story that kind of rings true, like obviously the gameplay is practically perfect when it comes to Half-Life and Half-Life 2. At least back then it was. There's something that does ring true with the story too, that people identified with both. And that's hard to find. I think that's so. From a creator standpoint, if, like, for example, we get asked all the time to make a second part or a third part of some video that did really well and everybody loved, and I do feel a certain obligation to fulfill those things, because if somebody wants it, I'd like to give it to them, and ideally do it better than the last time we did it. And I don't know if Valve ever got to the point where they're like, well, we can do this better for Half-Life 3. And maybe somebody will at some point, another developer. But I mean, I do think that there is something out there that could be done, because, again, it's made by humans.
What would you do?
What would I do? Oh boy, I haven't thought of that.
Yeah.
They said, Valve goes, you know what, hot shot. Here's $40 million.
Oh man,
You do whatever you want. How are you going to write the story? Who are you going to hire to write it?
that's so much pressure.
Trick question. You don't write it first. Now you need to get an engineer. And
Well, you have to do gameplay and all that other stuff.
Yeah, you got to use Source 4 or whatever.
I get, what's his name? David S. Goyer, the guy that wrote Call of Duty.
Perfect.
Nice.
And Suicide Squad?
and
Is that him?
Dark Knight, I think, too.
Oh boy. That's a big one.
No. I hadn't thought about it at all. You'll have to come back to me once I've written a 10-page treatment.
It's really weird when you deal with fiction, because anyone out there, you have two sides of the same coin. One is a community that's so fervent that they can take what's been given to them, the husk of a story that's been given to them, and then theorize about all the possibilities it could. This goes for almost anything, Game of Thrones, anything. You could theorize so deeply into what is this meaning of this, what is this, like, stuff like that. But then none of it counts unless the actual creator tells them, okay. But it's weird. There's no weight. It's fiction. It can be anything you really want it to be.
Yeah.
But so many people who have so much like creative motivation still, just for whatever reason, human beings still go like, but it doesn't count unless the actual creator says, okay, and it's has a blue check mark next to it. It's canon.
Yeah.
I have no idea how game development works precisely, or especially how it works at Valve, but I can take a guess, and I think it goes something along the lines of this. All of us sit in a room, we come up with some really cool gun ideas and some cool weapons and some cool gameplay, things that we want to do. So Let's go ahead and say airship and laser gun. I'm trying to think of something that isn't exactly like Wolfenstein where it cuts a hole. Like, what's like a cool gun we could come up with?
Oh, let me think here. There's
Maybe
been
not
so many.
lasers. I'm just trying to think of a gun that hasn't been in Half-Life yet. I guess there was a laser one in the first one.
What about a gun that gives you cancer?
Wow, it's cancer
So
gun.
with a bullet hits them, and then they die from cancer.
Okay.
Like 30
All right.
years
So there's
later.
the cancer
Every time
gun.
you
and
hit
it's-
somebody, it shows the
So it's up in an airship.
Hypercut
so
of their
so now we have
hospital
our
stay.
setting and we have our cool weapon, cancer gun,
okay.
In
airship.
airships.
Got it.
How does Gordon get to the airship to get the cancer gun? To then like now we can write a story.
That's
The,
yeah, that's
the
job.
dog throws him.
Yeah.
They load.
Oh
and-
yeah, dog.
Dog throws him up.
I like
and then
that.
that also gives us a reason to because dog can't jump that high.
Okay.
So now dog can't be in that
you
area
go.
of the game.
Wait, so dog can't throw you far enough, so you end up going on this
Yep.
side mission
Got
with
side
the,
level.
the bird people.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Yeah.
land on a bird person.
Right. And so
Ah.
Gordon now has to fight for the bird people for 5 years. And then they put him into bird sleep.
Well, the
until they need
Combine
him.
is trying to take over the bird people. You never
Right.
heard about them before, but they are.
They were.
Well,
They're
because you're stuck in City 17. This is City 18.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's the other
no.
one.
Bird Town.
Bird
Oh,
apocalypse.
Yeah, all the bird people, they had it real tough.
we
until Free-Man showed
Nest
up.
of spies.
We just made Half-Life 3.
We did it. There we go. That's it. That's done.
Why is that so hard, Valve?
Well, it's like you said. I think it is true that they get together and think about gameplay before they think about the story. Which to me that makes it even more of a, even more of a huge task for writers to be like, all right, well I've got this weird framework that may not have been in their head at all, and then they have to use it. Which is so to me that speaks to the genius of the guys that wrote Half-Life 1 and 2.
I think to James's point, sorry to interrupt you.
No, please go.
I think when people say, like you mentioned in the first, when they say, oh, I cared about the story, I really like the story, I want to see an ending to the story. The way that I always hear that in my head is I liked being Gordon Freeman in that world. And the story was interesting because you felt invested in the character because you got to express yourself as that character. You got to put the bricks on the plank of wood and then make a ramp. And you felt like you were in City 17. But I feel like, and this is mostly anecdotal, but for the games where people say that they love the story, there's typically that level of subversion is the wrong word, but basically where you express yourself into a virtual environment and then you feel like you're in it. Therefore, all the story beats after that feel like they're happening to you and not to some puppets on a screen. So it's interesting when people say they like the story of Half-Life. To me, that's more of a victory lap for the design, the levels, the guns, the sound effects, the music,
I would agree.
than it is the words on the page that the actors read. Man, it just all comes back to Congo, doesn't it? Jeez. Sorry, it's somebody's spawning characters from Donkey Kong 64 into Half-Life.
Yeah.
Because we're watching Half-Life 3 right now.
But it's Gmod.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Gmod Half-Life 3,
This
I
is,
guess.
this is the best version of Half-Life I've ever seen.
Yeah, it really is.
This is really cool.
So many different things are happening. Well, we watched that fan fiction, that Half-Life
Oh, man.
Oh,
Full Life.
Full Life Consequences.
Full Life
Yeah,
Consequences.
it's pretty classic. Well, I
And-
think we can all agree that that's not canon, but I did find a canon ending online.
Did you?
I would like your guys' help in reproducing it. Hold on.
Yay.
Where did I? Oh, it's on this table. Hold on.
Oh, sweet.
So I've got 4 roles here. No spoilers, but here's the cast list. We got G-Man, Gordon Freeman, Alex, and narrator. Narrator is going to have the biggest work because they're going to have to read everything. So I don't know if anyone wants to
It's
opt
like
in.
a paragraph.
It's many paragraphs.
Oh, it's just the one page? We can get through
that's
this.
not-
As,
Nothing.
as somebody who has read
that's
a
the
full page of a
That's
shitty
Half-Life
novel.
3 right there on one page.
Yeah, this is the end of Half-Life 3.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the whole thing, Bruce.
Oh, okay,
That would take
okay.
forever.
All
Mark
right.
Laidlaw gave it to that cancer kid on his way out.
Yeah. This is a table read of the end of Half-Life
Said,
3 so we
"Take
can all
this-
feel a little conclusion.
All right.
Pass that down, please. Another,
one do you
another
want?
copy for
I'll,
you here.
I can read the narrator if you want.
Okay, great. I guess I'll take G-Man.
Let me hear your G-Man voice.
And the G-Man.
No,
Yeah, that's
how he
pretty close.
sounds. That's how he
That's
sounds.
him.
I was workshopping that in the bathroom. That's why I was gone for the hour.
Nice.
James, you want to be Gordon?
Sure.
I'll be Alex.
Am I going to be saying a lot as Gordon?
No, you aren't. I think
Okay.
you get one line.
Got it.
I was saying Bruce has the bulk of the reading here.
All right. Well, here we go.
Okay.
This is the end.
End of Half-Life 3.
The end.
Yes, the very end of it.
Remember that so many hours of gameplay and story, rich gameplay and story led up to this ending.
Only this moment.
Well, the bird people and the airship.
Airships and the laser gun.
Cancer-
or the
cancer
gun.
Yeah, cancer gun.
Okay.
So this is.
Oh, yeah, good call.
Oh, that's a great idea. What kind of music do we play in Half-Life?
Yeah, I
Space.
Half-Life.
I think the Sunshine theme or whatever.
Oh yeah.
In a house in a heartbeat.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's the Sunshine theme, House and
or
Heart.
Adagio
Adagio,
D minor.
there's Adagio in D minor, or there's In a House and a Heartbeat.
There's also the Inception theme, which is
it-
always perfect for anything.
There's also something, was it O
There you go.
Fortuna, which is
I think
the...
it's
Oh yeah, Carmina.
Yeah.
Carmina Burana, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh God.
Okay. Is that coming through, Omar?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Great,
good.
okay.
Cool.
Here we go.
Take it away.
The end of Act 3 of Half-Life 3. Gordon lay almost dead in the clutches of the G-Man.
Now, good night, Mr. Freeman.
The beast started to dig his claws into Gordon's belly. The talons easily cut through his armor and began to penetrate his skin. Gordon violently shook as unspeakable pain sliced through his torso.
This is Alex.
Oh, is Alex?
Yeah.
Hey, creepy guy.
The G-Man drew his attention to Alex. With the portal gun in her hand, she shot a portal underneath his briefcase and next to her. The briefcase slipped through the portal and flew into Alex's waiting hands. There she stood with the case in her right hand and a primed grenade in the other.
And she just had the portal gun.
That's
Never mind.
also not how the portals work.
Hey, you need to leave my boyfriend alone.
The G-Man watched in horror as Alex opened the briefcase. Blinding light escaped the case. Alex had no time to wonder about the strange light. She threw the grenade in and tossed the briefcase in the air. The monster shrieked as the case imploded, sending out a blue shockwave into the room. The wave threw Alex to the floor. In a rage, the G-Man felt a strange feeling pass over him. In seconds, the feeling was gone. A low guttural growl escaped the beast's lips as he put his focus on Alex. Then, the G-Man stood still. His eyes were wide, his mouth gaping open. He slowly looked down at his chest. A red crowbar was sticking in his heart, with Gordon Freeman pushing the hunk of metal deeper into the G-Man's chest.
I now find my resignation.
Gordon whispered the words in his enemy's face. He then twisted the crowbar and thrust the weapon deep into the cavity. The G-Man screamed as death finally started to spread through his body. The oil skin started to jump out of his body. What? The creature's eyes burned deep red before turning stark white. The G-Man stood still yet again for a moment before falling onto his back. The crowbar still embedded in his chest. The G-Man had been defeated.
Oh, well done, Bruce.
Wow.
Well done, everyone.
Look what you could have had, Mark.
That's it. Maybe that was written by Mark Laidlaw.
Yeah.
You ever think about that?
Yeah,
Had
fever
everything.
dream.
Oh, hold on.
James, that was I want to say your performance was easily the best.
Thank you.
Easily the best.
A lot of people, they think Gordon is a silent protagonist,
Yeah.
but he speaks with his eyes, and his eyes sound like the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, so Sombra's in Half-Life.
Oh,
This is
sweet.
great, yeah. She's a hacker. God,
Okay.
This is amazing.
Two Sombras.
Perfect.
Approaching my dream.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess for me and you guys sort of repeated it. It's when so much of your life is trafficked in the various canons. Those approach a level of like sacred. They approach some weird sacred text type of status. And yeah, I feel like maybe even though it robs some of the magic, maybe a come to earth moment is necessary where it's like no, it's just a couple dudes with laptops and they're making it all up as they go.
Sitting around writing a story.
It's escapism.
Sure.
We watch Game of Thrones and start to think like, I had a dumb moment. No spoilers from the
You can
episode.
spoil it. I
but
don't care.
There's a part with
Maybe the audience cares.
There's a part with Sam. If you remember in the last season, he goes to what town does he go to?
Old Town.
He goes to Old Town. It's like it's like the oldest city in Westeros or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like it's where all the books are and all the history of Westeros. And there's this part where he's with it's almost like a doctor / scientist. He's another maester.
An apothecary.
Kind of, yeah, but they're almost doing like science. They have a cadaver. He's cutting all the pieces out. And they're like, weigh that liver. And in my mind, I said, "There's no science in this world." And I was like, "Wait, I don't know. It's a fantasy land. It's all made up. It could be whatever the fuck they want. It's interdimensional or whatever you want to call it. It's all in someone's head." But that's the thing is, we as viewers get so invested. We want this thing to be so real
becomes ours.
because reality in a lot of ways sucks. It has Shrek.
Boy, there's a lot of Shrek.
Oh, I love Shrek. Oh, wow.
If
Why
you
would
could
say
trade
that?
your boring real life for a life in Shrek's world, would you do it?
Well,
don't
would you be
know.
guaranteed to be a pivotal character in that world, or are you just some dude in Shrek land?
Like
Just
Gingerbread
some dude
Man?
in Shrekland,
Ugh.
and you don't even know whether or not you're going to be a fantasy character. You might just be a peasant.
No,
No.
I would never trade that.
We Bruce and I always
we
always
get
talk
to
about
live in a
this.
fantasy land.
Yeah,
though.
pretty much.
Yeah, I was gonna say we have so many good things. We have a lot of things that Kings didn't have. I'm pretty sure I've gone on this rant
Yep,
before,
you have.
but all the time. There's so many moments where I think
This
where
is the Jean-Claude precept. It's been established.
Jean-Claude.
The idea that no matter how far back you go and no matter how well you lived 300 years ago, being a normal person today is way better than that.
Oh, I see.
Oh, like when you're in a
That
plane.
was Dolph Lundgren.
Sorry. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I apologize.
Our thing was the Dolph Lundgren.
Oh my God, I fucked it up. I'm
Yeah,
so
you
sorry.
really
That was
blew
fine.
that.
No, well, that's the thing is we'd all be Jean-Claude in a heartbeat because he lived many lives.
But would you be dull? Anyway, we don't need to get back into that.
Dolph, I think, was just very. The reason we picked Dolph was
Yeah.
it was just kind of middle of the road.
Well,
like
it's a
he never-
complicated.
yeah. He never hit
proposition.
A-list.
Neither did
But-
John Claude. He was never A-list.
He was Time Cop.
I listened to the Bloodsport theme with cranked all the way up and the windows rolled down, driving down the 10 on 4th
Cool.
of July. It was the most American thing I've ever done.
I remember
It's
watching.
Kumite. It's a Chinese tournament.
You ever seen the movie
song, though.
Adaptation?
Stan
Charlie
Bush.
Kaufman
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
When there's got 2 Nick Cages? I was like, Double Impact did that first.
They did. You're right.
Idiots. There's 2
And he was
Jean-Claudes.
like tough, and then there was like simpleton.
Here. But the main
His
difference
range
was
was-
he had slick back hair and then the
Oh
other
my
one
gosh.
didn't.
What
And
is
then-
this? This movie has 2 Jean Claude.
Double Impact, baby.
Man, I know
he
what
finds
this-
he has
so
a
wait.
twin and he's
Not
just
to be
as good as
confused.
Karate
Not
as
to be
he is.
confused
Twin
with
Dragons?
Double Team.
Wait.
about-
That's
Which was
that's
with
Dennis Rodman.
What about
Yeah.
X
No.
versus Sever?
No.
That was different.
Twin Dragons. Wasn't that the Jackie Chan one where one's like a violin virtuoso and the other one's I don't know, who cares? I
We're
feel like
talking
that
about
was before-
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I know, but in terms of like people meeting their twin and then having an action comedy romp.
Wait, what about the Jet Li the one?
It's totally different.
Oh,
that was
that was
way
well after.
later, and they never teamed up because at the end,
That's true, he
Jet
only
Li
fought
number
his other
2
Jet Lis.
got sent to Dimension Prison, and he said, "I will be nobody's bitch," and then he
Nice.
proceeded to fight the whole dimension.
Yeah.
That was a
on
good-
top of a pyramid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double Impact, there's a moment where edgy Jean-Claude Van Damme gets jealous because soft and loving Jean-Claude Van Damme goes and talks to a girl that badass Jean-Claude Van Damme wants to like bang, and he gets drunk and angry because of this vision he has in his head. And that's what they base the music video for Mr. Brightside on.
Now you know.
Man, we're good at podcasts, you guys.
Yeah, we are.
See,
really
I didn't
good.
wanna,
you
like,
can tell
pat
that's
us on the
good
back.
Jean-Claude Van Damme
Right.
because his hair isn't slicked.
Yeah.
That's Bolo Young.
Oh, Young, man. He
Wait,
got slim.
Hold on, but where's bad Jean Claude?
He's probably out doing something else.
Yeah.
Because they actually weren't allowed to film the same scenes together.
Oh, that
Because
makes
on
sense.
set they didn't get along.
They didn't get along, right? That makes sense.
He was a
Too-
method actor.
Which one had the bump? Or did they both?
I think they both had the bump,
Damn,
but he's
that's a
young, so
giveaway.
you can't really see it as much.
Yeah.
You think that when Jean Claude got this part, he said to himself, "I'm finally an established actor because I have to play 2 sides of one person." I bet he
Yes.
did.
I think,
yeah.
I think there was a point in the 90s where Jean-Claude Van Damme thought he was the biggest star on earth.
I mean, he wasn't.
But he
Right, but
thought
he thought
he
it.
was.
He called Dennis Hopper and said, "I'm one of you now." and he said, "My pizza's where?" And then he hung up.
Well, you know what? Jean-Claude, at the end of the day, still had to go to sleep on a bed like a normal man.
He did.
And today, you can afford probably similar levels of comfort with a Casper mattress. Again, it's the Pharaoh idea. Pharaohs had to sleep on rocks. Today, we get Casper mattresses in the mail.
I don't know if the Pharaoh slept
That's
on
absolutely
rocks,
what they
sure.
did.
Okay.
That's what old people do. It's just
Wasn't
rocks.
as good as a
They ate rocks. They slept on rocks. They made love to rocks. It's all rocks.
Yeah.
So the Casper is basically, it's basically the most futuristic mattress you can buy because it comes vacuum sealed in a little mattress pod. And the second they pop the seal on that thing, that mattress will explode. Not in a bad way. It's actually pretty fun. I opened it in a narrow hallway, and it was, it felt like a Bond escape room trying to get out of
That's
that thing.
awesome.
But it's engineered to meet the Goldilocks standard of just right, which to me conjures up an image of a bunch of people in lab coats with Goldilocks meters on mattresses. But it hits right in the Goldilocks window, so it's good stuff. They also offer free delivery and painless returns within a 100-day window, which is a long time. So the idea is most mattresses, if you buy them, you can't really return them if a week later you find out you're getting back pain or something like that. 100 days is plenty of time to figure out over a long amount of time if a Casper mattress is going to be good for you or not. So it's essentially you can get it, try it out, and if you like it, you can keep it. If you don't, full refund. You can also save an additional $50 towards a mattress purchase by going to casper.com/dudesoup and using promo code dudesoup. So you got $50 off, 100-day return period, and a space-age mattress. What's there to not like, aside from the fact that it doesn't come delivered by Jean-Claude? But it might. I don't want to say it's not. It might.
We don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he
I
might
don't know
be-
what he's doing. He might
be a
deliver your
delivery-
mattress.
He might be delivery
Get a
person.
Casper mattress today. Go to casper.com/dudesoup and use promo code dudesoup for $50 off. Thank you, Casper, for your sponsorship of Dude Soup.
James and I saw when that guy, you see when he snapped that guy's neck, He was supposed to be dead.
Yeah.
And the guy, as he dropped him, he like blinked and his mouth moved.
It's,
and he
that's
smiled.
but that's the brain. The brain, you sever it from the neck down when you snap the neck, but then the brain cell is like, oh, is this where this is the best scene in any martial arts film ever. Is this
What?
when Bolo Young fights the like young guy?
I'm pretty sure. Does this when he takes a shot to the balls and doesn't even care? Or wait, no, he
No.
eviscerates balls.
This is
some balls in this.
the most humiliating death any
It
competitor,
is
any
anything.
martial artist has ever suffered in a martial arts film. It's amazing. So Bolo Young, shout out to him, by the way,
Bolo Young is fucking
for
legit.
being on steroids in a time when he didn't have to be because he was Chinese. He was Chinese and a martial artist. But watch what he does to this dude because it's just fantastic. I saw this as a kid and I was like, Bolo Young is the greatest character in all movies.
Oh no!
No, not this one. Don't worry.
No.
He's gonna shove
He
his
goes.
head in
He
his
goes
ass.
from levels of humiliation, and then he figures out the ultimate way to humiliate a grown man.
When Bruce was talking about the one take wonder who like fucked up when he fell, I always thought about that. Like today, when you make a film, you've got the 55-inch monitor and 6 people watching it, and they went, a moth went by.
Yeah.
Can we reshoot that? Back then, they shot it and went, how'd it look? And one guy went, I don't know.
Yeah. It was
Watch
fun.
him. He picks him up like a baby. He's like, no, not like this. Not like
he
this.
snaps
Please,
him
not
in-
like this.
is he
I don't want to die like a baby. And then he dies like a baby.
He
He
snaps
snaps
him
his
in
spine
half?
in the classic baby hold. I love that, man. I was dying
And
as a
just
kid when I saw this.
smiling at him.
Oh no!
Because the guy's like, I don't want to die like a baby. Bolo Young is the best.
Oh, Brandon Lee? What? When did he fight Bolo Young?
I haven't fought Bolo Young.
I hadn't seen any like Brandon Lee movies, and I feel terrible.
The Crow.
I saw like three quarters of it.
Yeah, it's not a great movie.
How
Pretty rad,
dare
though.
you?
No, it's fucking
enough.
rad.
It's enough.
It's got like sweet goth industrial music. I'm on board,
If
man.
you watch The Crow and you say, "Oh my God, this movie existed before Hot Topic," then
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah,
it's
no,
kind of
it's-
like wow.
It's groundbreaking. Yeah.
Occasionally, a movie will like weaponize an entire like rising subculture,
Yep.
like The Matrix with stupid cyberpunk shit.
Yeah.
Put a nail in it. I'm not saying in a good way, but they made a whole merch wave off of that.
Yeah. Well, I need to rewatch it. I just remember it being very dark. I mean, like The
Crow?
Can't
Yeah.
fucking see any.
It is.
Oh, you mean visually dark?
Like, yeah, it's just a very dark movie.
Well,
I can't see.
It's kind of like knockoff Tim Burton. Like the city is vibrant and alive, but shittier than every
Yeah.
Tim Burton city ever is.
It is. It
Oh man, I love Bolo Young. Where does he get his suits made? He's
know.
so big.
I was gonna say
perfectly
he's
tailored.
big, but I think he's short, right?
Yeah, he's probably like 5'2".
Yeah,
but
I think he's really,
I
really
mean, more
short.
power to him. Hey,
Sure.
That's less frame to build.
So he's one of those guys.
I didn't know his name when you guys mentioned
Oh, yeah?
Bolo Young. I was
Well,
like,
you know Chun Li.
yeah,
Yeah.
Who?
From Bloodsport. He was
Oh,
Chun Li.
yeah, but I don't know.
You
I didn't
on
know his name.
next.
Oh no, Bolo.
Bolo.
See that's embarrassing
Bruh.
for him though, because he did
Uh-oh.
the party foul.
He
What's
activated.
that?
He activated
took a punch from me.
Brandon Lee.
Uh-oh, it's on now.
Hell
now they know
yeah.
it's on.
I like where this podcast has gone.
Yeah.
I mean,
know.
it's just us
action
watching.
flicks and
Watching
yelling.
Bolo Young clips.
Well,
next?
Action films are a lot like I think the way video games are made.
Yeah.
a lot of people sit around and go, "We have a lot of
Yeah.
cool action ideas.
Yeah.
how do we string
Write
them
a
together?
movie." around
Yeah,
it."
absolutely.
It's your job, even with a willing audience, to not be so stupid that you break their suspension of disbelief.
That's hard to do.
It's very. It's weird because they're a willing participant, but still you have to come up with reasons that people are just going to haul off and fight each other in a crowded restaurant.
Oh, I think there's two sides of it. There's the John Wick side where you go, "Oh wow, what a pretty compelling movie, interesting storyline. I actually care what this guy's doing." And then there's the Ninja series that Lawrence likes, where I think a guy literally digs up a ninja costume in the woods and says, "My turn," and then
Now I am a ninja.
I can't for the life of me remember
Ooh,
what story.
whoa.
was
Put him
in
down
there.
in that chair.
I'm gonna start doing that when I see people.
Man, I flicked my fingers so hard that it popped my thumb.
He didn't finger gun. Don't you finger gun? He did this.
He pointed. You're right. I sorry. This is why I'm not a professional, and Brandon Lee is to this day.
Whoa.
No, Brandon Lee was going to be the next big thing. I really think he was on the cusp of being the next
He was.
big
Big thing?
thing.
Absolutely.
Like big, like Jean-Claude Van Damme or Dolph.
He would have
Lundgren?
been the '90s guy that we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
now.
probably.
Absolutely.
maybe.
Yeah,
He was.
absolutely.
Oh, they go out and settle it like.
See,
men
they
in
just
the
need an
alley.
excuse to go in an alley and throw fists.
What's the next topic, Lawrence? I feel like we could do this forever.
Well, okay. So
it actually says Bolo Young chat.
it does
there in the
actually.
notes.
That is written. I did write it in, but I don't know. There was. I've seen a lot of discussion about net neutrality around. I don't want to get into the politicization of it. If anything, I just wanted to sort of lay out what net neutrality is and why you're maybe hearing a lot about it now, and that's all. Just leave it there.
Oh.
So in case you guys are unfamiliar, net neutrality, as the term implies, is a precept by which all traffic on the internet must be treated equally, which is to say, internet traffic is a lot like car traffic. It's a good way to think about it. So there's collisions, literal collisions of data. And that means that data has to sometimes wait at a stoplight to get to you. So data, when you request it from a server, it goes through many routers to get to you. And at each one of those points, that router has to make a decision about what data goes first and where and how and to where. A lot of those decisions happen very quickly because it's all, hold on, that's a cool face. Oh, never mind. Was a cool face. I got to pick another one so I can keep going. Here we go. Brandon Lee fight scenes. Perfect. So, for instance, we're watching this video now because some content distribution network for YouTube has identified that one of their data location centers around the planet is going to send it to us, and it's mapping it through various nodes around California. That's how it happens now. If net neutrality goes away, because there was a 2015 legislation that basically tried to codify it, but that's slowly being undone at the current moment. If that goes away, then suddenly those routers at every step don't have to treat all traffic equally. The company that owns the router can decide who gets what traffic first and from where. They can prioritize certain kinds of traffic over other kinds of traffic. So what does that mean for you or anyone else? That means that as a consumer, you will either your internet could be metered. So all the data that you spend watching YouTube videos or Netflix, that could be sectioned out apart from the other internet traffic that you consume. And that means internet providers could say something like, well, you only get 5 gigs of Netflix this month. And if you want more, you have to buy another package. Something like that. To an extent, that already happens with mobile data because that wasn't regulated in the same way.
What companies own the routers and stuff like that manage the traffic?
There's a lot of different ones.
Like a good example of a company people would know.
I got to be honest, I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
Usually that stuff's invisible. So it's weird. It's my understanding, which is not absolute, but my understanding is it's like independent companies will make those distribution centers, and then AT&T and internet companies will strike deals with them to get traffic to flow through. So it's like somebody may build a power plant and then they sell that power to SoCal Edison or something like that, and SoCal Edison distributes it, bills for it, and all that stuff. And I apologize if any of that information is incorrect. That's just my layman understanding of it. There have been examples in the past where net neutrality has been violated, and then the FCC would fine the relevant companies. So, for example, this was in 2007. Comcast actually started throttling certain types of traffic. Let's see here. It was file sharing stuff. So BitTorrent, eDonkey, Nutella. I mean, it's very 2007, but
Yeah.
They were found to be actively monitoring and throttling that specific kind of traffic, violation of net neutrality standards, and they were fined by the FCC. However, if those regulations go away, then that stuff is perfectly legal, which means depending on the kind of traffic you consume from the internet, your experience could change dramatically or not at all. Right now, streaming video is just the resource hog. So my personal assumption is that internet service providers would start metering and billing for that traffic specifically. The other thing that I speculate is that internet service providers would offer like a golden tier internet service where no matter what, your traffic is prioritized in a tier above everyone else's.
What if everyone has that?
Then the internet service providers make a lot of money and do nothing else.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a chart of just basically showing like this is before net neutrality, this is without it, and it's certain things like, do you want access to websites like Gmail? Well, that's going to cost you extra, and they'll lock you out of specific. And right now we live in this wonderful golden age of the Wild West where it's just everything, and there's almost no restrictions, and that could be good and bad. But
That's kind of what the internet was founded on, though.
No, exactly. And I think it honestly, I'm of the personal mind that you let people figure it out. Yeah. You don't get corporations involved to figure out what is locked down and how things are priced. So yeah, I obviously support net neutrality.
What could possibly be the benefit of removing regulations to the best of the 4 of our understandings, other than a new opportunity for revenue streams for these companies? Is there any sort of conceivable consumer benefit?
I mean, I was going to theorize, but you might know better.
Maybe. I think the most direct benefit is if you can afford better internet, then now you can buy it because it will invent classes of internet users. And if you can pay your way into a higher class, then you get a better experience. I think another potential experience is it is a legitimate problem now that like spam email occupies a shitload of bandwidth and streaming video. So if sometimes if it's like 7 o'clock and you live in an apartment complex and the internet's acting really fucked up, it may be because everyone around you is trying to stream Netflix. And whatever bandwidth bottleneck between you and the internet is really squeezing that, and maybe your packets are getting left behind or timing out, things of that nature. So it is potentially possible that allowing internet service providers to individually track and throttle certain types of data may result in a smoother experience for you if you're playing a game or doing something low impact like loading a web page or something like that. But odds are it gets sadly it gets politicized.
Here's the weird thing for me, like it seems like stuff like that could be cool. The only problem is we still currently live in an age where if you live in this neighborhood, you have one option. And so it's not like the consumers can then spend their money on the internet service provider who's giving them the best access to the things that they want, because ultimately you're not going to have any say in it either way. I don't have any say in the internet provider. Like I think you could do satellite or whatever is in your neighborhood and owns your neighborhood.
Sure.
So it's like it's weird. I get the, let the consumers decide, but the problem is the consumers won't have any sort of ability to decide other than I want internet or no, kind of. It's weird.
Well, I think what Lawrence is saying is that if you pay for supposedly if you pay for a higher tier, then ideally your traffic gets prioritized. And also apparently you kind of get rid of the noise of all the other traffic, because if there's somebody who can't pay for Netflix but streaming, then they're off the internet. They're off of that bandwidth. So then it supposedly frees up more bandwidth for the people that are paying for it. So that might be a conceivable benefit for the consumer.
It's weird because you created a society, human beings created a society that the internet is now a utility. It is like the air you breathe. It is, or the electricity that powers your home.
But that's don't do that. You don't do that with any other utility. You don't go, oh, you want the good water?
Yep.
Well, that's going to cost you some more, because it was like, well, what have you been giving me before up until now? Like, oh, that's the sludge water.
Yep.
You got your upstairs neighbor's water. You get his stuff. That's why it was so cheap. You don't. Why would you like? It's a strange thing we deal with, especially with other types of media, where they're like, oh, you want cable? The base package is $20 a month. I'm like, sweet. And they're like, well, why does it look like shit? Oh, you want HD? Yeah. Like, well, I mean, I want something that works on my TV, and what I believe the government deemed to be standard in like 2001. Why do I have to pay more for it to be in a normal picture? And like, well, it's high definition. Like that has lost all meaning.
I think the thing is, devil's advocate, it would be cool if people that could afford it could pay for a prioritized internet, so that those who can't afford internet at all can have access to it. But that's not how any company will ever make it. Like, if I can pay more for
Reaganomics right there.
If I can pay, I know. If I could pay more for internet, so that way someone in like a low income neighborhood can get a hookup and like be able to like use the internet whenever someone on the other side of the country or on the other side of the world can then have access to the internet because I'm willing to pay more, then that's kind of a cool hidden benefit.
That's the
I don't
opposite.
Trust any sort of company involved with running, like giving access to the internet, to do that based off their track record as companies that do that, because they're not even really good at being internet companies at all.
That's the opposite of net neutrality.
Yeah.
That's like, it's basically like you're swinging the whole other way.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying,
that's like
economics.
This person in Nigeria is not going to be streaming Netflix, so we're just going to close that little piping there to them or whatever. Again, I know that's not the idea of it, but I'm just saying in terms of being able to throttle here and give more access there and then create tiers, that's the only thing. But I know that would never come about.
I also don't know how many people would be willing to volunteer for that. Like,
you know,
like that's people with, I think, disposable income or something like that. It's like, if they're just having trouble paying for their cable bill, they're not going to be like, yeah, I'll pay an extra $10 a month so that, you know, low-income household can have internet.
Yeah.
It's sort of like when you go to the grocery store, you want to donate $1 to, you know, a children's charity, and you're like, most of the time, no. It's kind of a, I don't know. That's an interesting proposition, but I think that becomes on how much money you have to spare.
Yep.
Really.
Yep.
I think we're.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it feels like we're at a crossroad, right?
A bit.
What's
Yep.
it, what's going to look like 15 years from now? Is internet going to be cheap and available for everyone? Will be treated like a government regulated utility, or is it going to be something controlled by corporations and only the elite will have access to Pornhub?
I hope not. I don't ever want that.
I don't-
That sounds to me like when they wouldn't let poor people or lower income people read or write.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the internet is something that everybody should have access to as much as they possibly can.
The weird thing is that it's already, if we know just in our small universe scale that if people have access to something and then you take it away,
Oh yeah.
it never works out
Yeah.
good. It never works out.
First taste is free.
It's the reading thing only worked because they were like, the next generation, they're not going to have any act. We're just going to make sure that we only know how to read. No one else is going to learn. So it's not like we made people forget how to read.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I do not encourage you to try and go and take that control from the consumers and the people because you will have hell to pay on your hands.
Yeah,
But
that's going to be a big deal. I think if that
yeah,
that kind of stuff happens, it's funny because Spectrum or Comcast or whatever other huge company is like, well, now you need to pay more money, and all of them are like, but you're $1 billion company.
Yeah.
What do you need more money for? And I think that's a valid question to ask.
you just go. Let's look at your books.
Yeah.
Did you profit last year? Are you able to pay for your employees
Right,
and
right.
expand in the capabilities in which you need to? You did. Awesome.
So why do you need more money?
Yeah, I
Sound
can't
like
afford
communists.
internet.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing is that it's not. That's why I like the capitalist system, because eventually the capitalists are like, people will say, no, that's not what we want, and they'll decide with their wallets, and then Comcast or Spectrum will be like, oh fuck, well, I guess that's not going to work.
but not when there are no competitors because it's all the same company.
Well, there are competitors. That's the thing. There aren't many, but there are.
But what
So-
did Comcast bought Spectrum or
Is
Time
that
Warner,
how it
which
is?
is now
it was,
Spectrum?
it was Time Warner.
They just
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they rebranded as Spectrum. So if you go fuck Comcast, I'm going Time Warner. They're like, okay, good luck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
We still got you.
They're both huge companies, but they're Comcast and Time Warner are separate. So
I have no idea.
One of them bought the other one.
yeah,
and,
Time Warner bought like Charter and a bunch of other,
yeah. I
and then now they're Spectrum.
was like what James was saying, or like most of us, we live in a neighborhood, and they go, oh, here you go, you have an option.
Charter
and
bought Time Warner Cable.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm just
No,
looking
go
at the
for it,
Wikipedia
yeah.
page.
Oh yeah, so Charter bought Time Warner the other way around.
Yeah.
It was ranked the second largest behind Comcast.
Right, but those aren't Comcast. So.
Yeah, let's see here. What did Charter do?
I'm just saying, like, when there's the perception of choice, but
Yeah.
it's all the same company, so you still have to deal with the same BS.
Well, no, it's not. That's what I'm saying. Time Warner and Comcast are separate. Those are two separate.
But how
companies.
long until it all becomes one thing?
Right, exactly. And
That's the fear.
well, that's the supposedly there are laws.
Second
there are
largest cable
monopoly
operator
laws
just behind Comcast.
that are supposed to prevent those
Yeah,
sorts
antitrust laws.
those sorts of things happening.
Listen,
But the-
WWE bought WCW and ECW. So what's left?
I was gonna say, well,
TNA?
do
Yeah,
you-
right.
Were you happy with that decision or no?
No, I mean, I didn't care, but
Oh, okay.
I remember people were saying at the time, like, is this a monopoly on sports entertainment?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
Not to get too tinfoil hat about it, but one of the concerns is it's not necessarily not something so as noticeable as you punch in YouTube.com and you see a giant screen saying "bam, bam, you didn't pay enough money." It's more like, let's say your Charter or your Comcast, and there's news about how in the past you violated FCC rules or whatever. You just throttle any hits to that website. So somebody tries to go to it, it takes 10 seconds to load, they get bored and they leave.
Holy shit.
Instead of actually reading it, or there's definitely like an information warfare angle to it that people suspect that you're putting the distribution of information and what information gets distributed to whom and how, and the power of corporations, and that's a little scary.
That's super dangerous.
Yeah.
That's really dangerous.
So that is the and like you guys were saying, in terms of determining how the internet will work for the next 50, 100 years, that's why people are freaking out about net neutrality. So if you're curious about it, I encourage you to research it on your own, come to your own conclusions. I don't want to lecture anybody. I'm sure the comments are filled with a lot of interesting opinions because
Sure.
There were some topics that have been heavily politicized, but that one, most people on the internet seem to be like, yeah, we should keep it democratic. That's the word.
I agree.
Yeah.
On that note, not quite. Don't have a segue banked up.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Hey, hold on. What was your sponsor?
If you're using net neutrality to look up no, that's not going to work. Blue Apron sponsoring this podcast.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Blue Apron. Given that we're in like season 5 of Blue Apron sponsorships, I gotta mix it up a little. So in this week in adventures in my cooking, I discovered something invaluable. These guys right here in my hands. So it's weird. Okay, so let me
But you
walk
cook
you
with
through
your
this.
hands all the time.
Yeah, I know, but I don't use them as effectively as I should. So I get paranoid about cleanliness when I cook.
Okay.
Which I think is a good thing. I try to keep everything clean. I keep my raw meats completely separate from everything else. I don't like crossover knives. But I think I go a little too far with it because I found myself using tools for everything. So, for example, I had to strain some like vinegar out of cucumbers because I'm making pickles or whatever. I would use like a fork and like tilt the bowl and pour out all the stuff. Or if I had to like plate something, I would use utensils to pick it up off the pan and then put it on the plate.
Sounds like OCD.
There was a certain point where I realized, wait a minute, if I'm washing my hands are as clean as these utensils.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as I'm not touching raw stuff and then touching something else,
Yeah.
I can use my hands for all that stuff.
Of course.
I don't know why it never occurred to me. So I was like doing that and I was like, this is stupid. And then when I was straining the cucumbers, I just put my hand over it, dumped it out. It was done immediately. I had to plate stuff at the end. So I was making like turkey burgers. I just picked up the patty and put it on the thing. It's oddly liberating, man. No one ever told me this stuff. So I'm just slowly
You're becoming
figuring
a
it
man.
out.
I do appreciate
like-
that you try to keep the food clean.
I just like a giraffe. It somehow made it into adulthood, but it never actually walked on its legs. And then it's like finally stands up. It's like, oh my god,
It's a whole
it's so
world.
much easier to eat the leaves.
Gosh, I'm so taller. So much
Except
taller.
in this case, Lawrence is eating.
Oh, I don't have the menu items. That's too easy.
Oh.
Though I appreciate the alley
James
oop
is
there.
all over it.
No,
That's fine.
typically that's what they want us to read, but
The three of us.
it's getting
do
split
it
across every
week.
video.
Yeah.
so,
You guys do Blue Apron all.
We did our
bet.
last one last night. Lawrence is right. It's fantastic.
Again, my big thing is Blue Apron gets you to eat stuff that you would never think you were capable of making and think to eat at home. Like, I had like a shrimp pasta dish and a like Cajun chicken where I made my own coleslaw, and then I'm probably tonight having steak tartines.
Oh, those are good.
So it's like I would never think to do these things or attempt them.
Lawrence was talking about you made the pickles.
Yeah.
You did that thing.
Well, it was a different. I think it was a different dish than the one you made.
Was it the quick pickles though?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it was just a dressing for.
That was one though. But yeah, they teach you how to make mother effing pickles. Like it's.
Language.
I don't know. I know. Sorry.
But you can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/soup. Once again, that's blueapron.com/soup. And use your hands.
Do it.
Provided they're clean.
We need
Wash
to do.
those
We
things
need.
off.
We say this every time we do an ad read, but it's like we should do a cooking class or like
Yeah.
some cooking video.
Oh, we got to get Blue Apron to pay for that first.
Dude, it's a fun thing. Even when you f up.
Yeah. It's still food.
Yeah.
As
You
long as
can,
it's not burned.
yeah. I mean, I've done that before. I burned some stuff and we still ate it. And I was like, we saved it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you little trash man. Can't throw anything away.
No, I gotta eat all.
I do too. I feel I have never felt so bad than throwing away a Blue Apron meal because it's like I've bought like a whole bunch of strawberries and eaten half of it and it goes bad. I'm like, well, strawberries, whatever. There's something that seems extra tragic about getting all the pieces and just not even putting it together.
Yeah.
It's like you can buy a bunch of wood and tell yourself I'm going to build a house. Somehow that's less tragic than I don't know where the analogy's going with that.
Well,
Buying a
it's
jigsaw puzzle and not putting it together.
I mean, I cannot see food go to waste. I feel like even if like, I'm not hungry, I'm like, well, when will I eat again?
This laptop's
That's
getting
true.
toasty.
You might die.
I might die. Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah.
All right, next up we got a new console, boys. Atari's
Well,
back
What?
and better than ever.
I heard you talking about this, and I didn't look it up because I wanted to wait.
I thought that was
Yeah.
a joke.
No,
it's
yeah,
kind of a
he's-
joke. It's the Atari box, my dude. Whoa.
This isn't
Oh,
just
this
a
is
fan
so
render.
sad.
It is a 3D render
Wait, but from Atari?
from Atari.
What?
Wait,
Look
doesn't-
at all those ports.
Doesn't
Why is
like
it
a
so-
Chinese oil company on Atari now?
Yeah, I thought it was infogrames about
Why
Atari.
is it so big?
Because it's supposed to channel the classic styling of the original Atari 2600.
But does it just play Atari games?
I'm glad you asked, James. It does both. So here's a note from the announce. Quote, inspired by classic Atari design elements, such as the iconic use of wood, ribbed lines, and raised back, we are creating a smooth design with ribs, that flow seamlessly all around the body of the product. a front panel that can be either wood or glass, a front-facing logo, indicator lights that glow through the material, an array of new ports, HDMI, 4x USB, SD. We intend to release 2 editions, a wood and black-red edition. As you can guess, these ports suggest modern internal specs. It also means that we will be able to deliver classic gaming content. We will also be delivering current gaming content.
Wait, so it's
New
like
Atari games?
it's a streaming box?
Asteroids 2000?
Is that what it is?
It sounds like an Android box.
It
right?
does sound like
Yeah,
like
it's the Ouya.
PC or something.
Yeah, you got tricked, kids. That's an Ouya.
It's the Ouya.
Now here's the real Atari. They
Atari
didn't
Game
mention-
Store?
Sorry.
Is it like you get to access the games through the Atari Game Store?
They don't have anything nearly so defined, ready to
Oh.
go. No. So let's see here. Eurogamer followed up on this via a French note to investors issued at the end of last month. Quote, to limit risk-taking, this product will initially be launched within the framework of a crowdfunding campaign.
Oh,
no.
Can I give it money now?
Not yet. I
mean,
think
you
they're throwing
can.
this out there to get people slavering
just send
over
an
them.
envelope of money to Atari, the
Yeah.
company.
Oh, okay.
Or Infogrames
Care
or
of
whatever.
Atari.
While you're there, fund my Half-Life 3 script.
Yeah.
We have another gun. that we're
Half-Life 3
working on.
exclusively on the Atari box.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Well,
This
I
is
love
it, though. It's just a 3D render. There's no specs. No
I love boxes of things that I don't know what they do.
what
I'll
does it
just
do?
sure take it.
Wait, is there a crowdfulfunding campaign right
Not
now?
yet.
Or
Not
they-
yet.
So they're,
They said in an investor call that that's going to be their plan, but that may have
God.
changed. May have changed in the meantime.
So they didn't even make it. They just said we plan on doing it.
They hired somebody to do a design for them, and then they released.
They're going to
the
make
screens.
a pretty good amount of money, I would think.
You
I think
think?
that people are going to give them some in the neighborhood of like $500,000.
Really?
anyone
It
cares
says
about Atari
I
anymore.
feel like we've already come around on the Atari.
Have we?
I feel like Atari missed their mark.
Have they?
People want Super Nintendos.
They want
Oh.
Shenmue.
Okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah, but Shenmue's still sooner than Atari.
Atari
Atari's
was-
from like what are you going to get from it? No adult now has fond memories of their time with their
Hold
Atari.
on.
I
don't
think it's
know.
because
We
it's
need to ask,
PC based.
We need to ask Omar.
Oh, Omar.
Omar, you getting one?
Yeah, all right.
You don't know
Omar's
what
the
it is yet,
everyman.
Omar?
If Omar's
I
not
think-
getting it,
I think this is the same market that Chris Roberts tapped into for Star Citizen. A bunch of 55-year-old men that have a lot of disposable income to give to a video game that's not real and buy a shit that's nowhere close to even a game for like $10,000. That's maybe I think that Atari has a little bit of more of a leverage on the market, but maybe they don't. I would hope that they don't.
People are just I think they're referring to the people who wrote the song about the Boys of Summer. And they're even wrong about that.
Look at those slick lines. Look at that wood
it's
grain.
a 3D render. It's not real.
It's real now.
Atari!
I will give him this. Okay, the Atari logo is awesome.
That's cool with the
Yeah.
CRT barn door effect thing.
The 80s are
Looks great
cool
on a
again.
t-shirt.
Yeah, it looks great on a
that's it.
t-shirt. The box, if that design does end up coming looking like that, it is sleek and it would look cool in a house. But if it costs more than $25,
Does
it's
this old girl have? Whoa! 1.2 million.
I'm telling you, was that coming today? No.
Comments
Gmail.
disabled.
Yeah.
It's been out for a month.
Yeah.
Here, wait.
How?
Do me a favor, Lawrence. Look up the Okay, it's the seed, but with 3 E's. RP lidar. That's RPLIDAR A2. It's the thinnest lidar.
What the
What are
hell?
you talking
Look it
about?
up. I'm just saying because Omar's always my barometer for like things that should be bought. Did you find it? There it is, the lidar.
What the hell is
Does it
that?
detect lies?
I don't know. So
What does it do?
Omar, are we buying it or not?
no, so this was
Omar.
Omar and I were both.
Oh, is this the scanner thing?
I don't know.
Oh.
No, that's the wrong one.
It looks
it
to me
is.
like it's a laser detector.
No, you need the RP lidar A2.
Yeah, it looks like it scans a room.
That's the 360-degree laser scan.
So both Omar and I are we subscribe to this website called Massdrop where it's sort of like a Fry's like deal of the week or whatever, but it's never anything really.
Oh.
It's always just gaming
It's a
chairs.
sensor for robots.
Maybe.
So like a Roomba, basically.
But it was one of the funniest emails I ever got because they're like Seed RP lidar A2, the thinnest lidar, and I sent it to. And then it's like it costs $379, and it's like,
Oh.
Omar, what is this?
I know what those are. Those are the things from Prometheus that the guy sends out so that way they can see what the tunnels look like.
Yep.
It was one of the funniest descriptions there because it's like ideal for hobbyists and tinkerers. The Seed RP lidar A2 is capable of simultaneous localization and mapping, 360-degree scanning, triangulation, 3D modeling, human interaction, and more. I'm like, but what is it?
Someone buys that. They scan their home and they're like, "Oh my god, I know exactly what my home looks like from above." And the architect's holding the blueprints. He's like,
Suitable for indoor and outdoor environments. This slam-ready device can be configured to specifications and integrated with external bots and gadgets. For more information on all the extent of its capabilities and performance, click here.
I think that I honestly think it's something that usually goes on a Roomba that will scan the room and tell it where to go, basically.
But doesn't the Roomba do that?
Well, no, the Roomba has a
BattleBots,
sensor
yeah.
that's similar to the LiDAR.
Yeah.
Bruce, it has a distance resolution less than that of 0.5.
Shut up.
Well, there you have it. Case closed.
Omar, are you buying one? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so that's perfect for a BattleBot.
0.5.
That's
You can't
exactly
beat
what-
that.
Yeah, did you see the number? 0.5.
No, you said it was at less than 0.5.
Oh, that's even
So
better.
that could be 0.4.
Yeah, small is better. It's like
Boy,
golf.
I'm tired of all these like 0.7s.
I just thought I had seen everything that had gone on sale.
No,
they sell knives. And
You
all
know
stuff.
it's seen everything. The LiDAR.
But it was the first time this thing came up, and I'm like, I don't know if this is. And the more I read about it, the less I know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just like perfect for triangulation and human interaction. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Anyway, that
Well,
was a fun story.
Even though that's pretty hard net, and we gotta officially put a stake in hard nets.
No.
So the previous winner, Sinclair Networks, the fake Facebook company that accidentally tripped into a landmine of
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect DLC. Yeah. They were netting pretty hard. But this guy, Ivan Doran, sings
boy.
notes. He hit an
Okay.
F6.
Cool.
All right.
Omar,
Okay.
is the audio on? Will people hear this?
He's
Great.
looking up his LiDAR.
This is important. So this is him really just singing
Okay.
away.
I want to hear it.
So, okay, take us to the channel, please.
Sure, yeah.
Wait, look at that. Click the one on the left, far left.
So I think
Bottom, middle.
25,000 views. That's great.
The missing note.
he's had a few viral hits.
What?
Wait, what? He was nowhere near it.
He's trying to hit those notes, man. So he has had a few like breakouts. He's got like a couple 100,000 views videos, but most of them are like
Oh, I
this.
love
How
this shit.
week? So that was 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago. He's
Look
still
at
pretty
that.
active.
26,000 views.
So he's just trying to hit notes.
I don't think he knows how to sing.
So that's one of
This is
the
the most tone deaf human being in the
that's
world.
one of the many things he does. I don't know. He's a nice. He seems like a nice guy. He also
course.
did a video
Like Lord of the Rings.
relating Lord of the Rings to the American
There are
Revolution.
these
Is
two
sex sexual?
references in The Lord of the Rings that are
I always like
shared
when you see
with
houses
geographical
with boxes in the
references
background,
the
lots of
American
papers.
Revolution. The second of which I have not found elsewhere.
anyway,
has
there's a
to
lot
do
of
with the
stuff
brand
here.
new
Is
he gonna-
line.
is he gonna
This
sing
the
it?
river in the Shire
No,
that marks
he
the
just, sometimes he
approximate
just puts up
boundary for the Shire
interesting
lands.
thoughts, witticisms.
Okay,
Do the
I-
sex sexual one.
I changed my mind. I'm against net neutrality.
ASMR is
Oh yeah,
sexual.
I think he got a bit of a
And
following from the
none of
ASMR
them
crew because of
have
his
talked
his
about
low sonorous
Is that
voice.
tingle your brain? Yeah.
From sexual material. Nobody
I mean,
said
I love
I
it.
Tingle
watched
something.
this
What's the highest
video
note we can all
audio,
hit?
listened to it, and I got really tingly anxiety. Fell asleep right away.
That's good. That's a real high note.
This is although in some cases
You sound like him.
I've
Yeah.
read
No, I
reports
cannot.
The lowest
I
knows
cannot.
people trying to have sex when a partner falls
Well, the
asleep.
trick is you
So
sing "Take on
before
Me."
it can really
Yeah,
get
But
started.
you
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't sing take on
It's
it.
really hard.
on.
Nice. That's
That's
it.
not
On
where
a
it
good
goes
day,
there.
on a
Yeah,
good
it
day, I
does.
can just barely crackle out that.
Let's take
that high
me.
note. That's not bad. Maybe that was a little bit. Anyway,
How many videos does he have?
I think he posts daily. Let me see.
Starting to sound like the compies from Jurassic Park.
Ooh. If you just search his name,
1.8 million views.
How do I?
just search his name, Ivan Doran. Just search, and then
it'll
tell
show
you.
in the search.
It's kind of weird how
Oh.
YouTube doesn't tell you how many videos someone has.
It is weird.
So wait, where?
Just
Yeah.
click there.
And then he'll show up there.
Oh, okay.
195.
195.
Isn't that weird? That's how you figure out
This
video.
guy, I fucking love this guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love him.
he's pure. Well,
He's been doing it for a long time. That one was from 4 years ago. The other one's from last week.
I love it.
PewDiePie is related.
I love it.
Brief call out. Thank you, Abshir Mohammed, for sending this to me.
All right.
Cool.
So yeah, I guess we can bring it to a vote. Who's netting harder? Some dorks on Facebook who got fucked by the internet, or this dude just fucking slamming notes all across the keyboard up and down. Bruce, what do you think?
Yes, I think he's absolutely hard netting, much harder than I think a lot of our other contestants in the past few weeks.
Okay.
I love Ivan. I love him.
Adam, where you fall?
I will vote for Ivan, and since Elise isn't here, I'll vote for her as well.
Fair.
She's voting for the buff
Q and
chicks again.
pie. Wait, Groundhog Day preempted by a gopher.
Watch it.
That's wrong.
Get out of here, gopher.
January 21st, I believe.
I love digital
Across the
zines.
street from the Calgary Public Library had a bus stop.
Lawrence, I'll
And we
phrase
have
my
a very early
answer
equivalent of Groundhog
in a way I
Day
think
here,
we'll all
apparently.
understand.
This guy seems to be very well fed.
I understand.
We all sound like raptors.
No, Raptor, you gotta fold your tongue.
No, he was talking about Groundhog Day.
Oh,
This one?
Oh yeah,
Candy-coated almonds.
Nice try,
Oh, boy.
Omar.
What
He
is
thought it
yours?
was drugs.
He's not going to throw out that beautiful angel voice for nothing.
He doesn't love drugs, man. He loves candy-coated almonds.
Remember when the
Mass
Raptors
media
did win that?
is throwing
Yeah.
quantities of lies.
That was Ivan.
Turn to the alternative.
Steven brought him in. He said, hey, we need a
Find
new
alternative
unique sound for our raptors. Can you do it for us, Ivan?
The mind.
I think it was 2002, and they had already done
And he was
it.
like, "Can you sing in F6?" And he went, "Yeah."
Passion cover the truth.
I don't even need to hear it first.
Tossing and turning. Sleeping.
That's the one, yeah.
Podcast is just
Hope somebody,
Question.
hope somebody just rolled up to a red light with their windows down.
Other note. Yeah, that's the Raptor.
I find
Yep.
Your intrepid, freedom-loving, investigative vlogger journalist cuts through the
can I
ice-sugared
slice
layers
away
of media
the external
deception to uncover the truth about the
consumerist
almond content
mass
of
media
candy-covered almonds.
code.
See, he seems self-aware at least a little bit, which
Yeah,
I
maybe.
which I
Separate.
appreciate.
Normal
It's
guy, but he
entertainment
also-
content.
Yeah, I
like
think
the
that's
glass in the
MDMA, but that's cool.
Does he cut the almonds in half and measures the candy
74
coating?
cents per 100.
Oh, is that what he does? Oh, that's pretty
Oversupply.
scientific.
People with hair like that, I always
Price
wonder
of
if they like
34 cents per
actively
hundred.
go like,
comb it out like
Yeah.
that.
For total
pull
weight
it
of
out.
87 grams.
What he needs to do,
Total.
there just needs to be someone standing in that dark doorway to the right.
The whole time.
Just every once in a while, just sort of peeking
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
like hiding back in the shadows.
That man lives alone.
Ivan, are you done?
Guaranteed.
That's the best part.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Ivan Doran, congrats on
Hey.
netting as hard as you possibly can.
That's some hard net.
We salute
True,
you,
Arden.
I love it.
and we
Trophies in the
celebrate
mail.
your work.
I love it.
And I think with that today, this week's Dude Soup is drawn to a close. If you're watching live, please stay tuned for the post show. We got a lot of fan art this week because missed last week
Oh yeah.
because of RTX. So that'll be fun to get through. If you're not watching live, watching on YouTube or watching at home, maybe check it out. It's at roosterteeth.com. The full URL is a little rough. Maybe I need to set up a URL shortener. Maybe that would help people
Yeah.
try it out. Actually, used to have a semi policy of making like every fourth episode available to evereverybody.
Oh yeah.
I should rotate that back in. Why not? This would be a good one to do it on. Well, regardless, whether you're watching live at home, in your car, being embarrassed by these sounds, or on YouTube, however you do it, I just want to extend a thank you for letting us talk to you and listening to what we have to say. Appreciate it. It's one of the cooler ways we get to interact with our fans by like reading the comments and responding to people. So appreciate it. And yeah, we'll be back with a post show very shortly. So thanks for watching, everybody. See you soon.
Bye.
Oh my God. What is the lump? Why is it lumpy?
Yeah. Why is it lumpy?
Boy.
It's her arm pressing down on her breast.
Oh yeah, you're right. Woof.
Boy,
Why do they have
They translate into real life so well.
come on.
She's like that way.
Yeah, let me just turn like
Look at her
this.
shirt. Look at what her bow is doing.